Warning: this video contains mild nudity and ideologically sensitive content. Please do not watch if this bothers you. You have been warned. Anyway, greetings people of the internet. This is Cardiacs, and today is another video. In this video, I am doing another illustration for my dear friend Ginger. And this one, as mentioned before, has a bit of sensitive content in it. So these characters are both female, and they are making out, I guess. Trying to draw things like this doesn't really bother me. It's just mostly trying to get the anatomy right, and also hoping people don't criticize me for it, because the human body is nothing to be ashamed of. And of course, because we are human, we let it bother us anyway, whether it's nudity or our own dislike with how our bodies look. I know I have my own fair share of issues with how my body looks and how I feel all the time and everything, but that's normal. You can be stick thin and still think you're fat, which is very sad to me, because I am definitely not stick thin. Anyway, I actually wasn't in I wasn't too bothered by this idea. Like I said, it was mostly just the thought of trying to get the anatomy right and wondering if people would be upset by me doing this, because typically my artwork is family friendly. This one, not necessarily. But that's okay. I want to be able to do more adult content like this, and also be able to do like children's illustrations and whatnot. Speaking of, I've actually helped an author with a children's book, and I'm going to again, I hope. So I'm on what's the word? I am working on that, I guess. And of course, immediately when I picked up my headset, cat appeared. This is just par for the course. And of course, Poppy decided to start screaming just before I got my headset as well. But the show must go on, I hope. I also just woke up being really sleepy, and I have a slight headache. Not fun. In other news, I am hoping to do more videos this month. The idea was that I was wanting to do more like 3 videos a week, but so far I've only really been doing 2, and that's fine. It was better than I was doing, but still not as close as I want to be. Not as close to what I want to be doing, I guess. I want to be able to do a 3rd video a week, and prior to the last couple of weeks, I've only been doing 1, and it was late by several days, it seemed. However, I am doing better with that, so hopefully next week I can have a 3rd video, and for a few weeks after that. I'm doing this mostly to celebrate the holidays, and because I am still trying to get my stuff out there, so that means if you want to help me, then feel free to comment what you think I should try, as well as sharing my videos and artwork, because I do have Instagram and Tumblr and Twitter, I believe, as well. Patreon is also among the other outlets. I've been trying to post things on Patreon now, and I'm just a little unsure of where to go with it, really. I have been wanting to try it for quite a while, but I don't really know what to post on it, so suggestions for that are, of course, welcome as well. So far, right now, I've been doing some basic sketches, like extra drawings, as well as a couple of sneak peeks, as in works in progress kind of things. I also have a couple of pictures of myself on there, so whoever is actually curious as to what I look like for the time being can just sign up for Patreon and just support me with $2 a month to figure that out. And in advance, if anyone actually does decide to do that, then thank you very much. It is very appreciated, and it definitely does help me, even if it's just $2. Right now, this is all I'm doing with myself. I'm just drawing, doing videos, and yeah, I'm trying to get better. I'm trying to learn more things, but as for right now, I'm mostly just doing commissions. And by the way, my commissions are open. I have had them open for quite a while. I can check my DeviantArt for the full list. I have yet to put what's the word? Uh, I've yet to place my advertisement, I guess, for my commissions on Instagram and Tumblr and all those. So for right now, it's just on DeviantArt. And of course, the link to my DeviantArt will be in the description box below, as well as to my other social medias, including Patreon. There's also Redbubble. I have not been keeping up with that. I need to put more items for sale on Redbubble. But as always, it's a work in progress. Yes, the torch. Ginger gave me an idea to use a torch for ambient lighting, and I thought that was a really cool idea. So, after discussing what type of torch to put up, I did that, and then I just realized quickly that I was drawing the torch way too far to the side. So I put it further into the middle, and then that would allow Theron's shadow to show in the background. Otherwise, it would have been off camera, quote unquote. So the shading was actually pretty fun to do, but of course, one thing that I was having a problem with was trying to get the musculature correct. I do sometimes sketch the human musculature. Not very often though, and when I do, it's always straight on. It's never on the side, so trying to figure out how to do this took some time. And I did a few sketch pages in my sketchbook, just trying to figure out what the heck I was doing. It didn't take very long. Of course, I sketched pretty quickly, and I was sketching pretty messily, so that made it even faster. But I did manage to learn what I was doing wrong pretty quickly, and I was able to sculpt the shapes that I needed relatively easily, and Ginger seemed quite appeased. I wish it was that easy though, just sculpting out the muscles instead of having to body build. Not that I want to look like a bodybuilder, just I don't want to be quite as squishy, but I never have the energy to do anything. Case in point why many of my videos are so late, is because I just have a hard time sleeping, and then sleeping means I have a hard time getting things done because I just don't have the energy to do anything. And of course, the cats are being annoying, and so is the bird. The animals, all of the animals. This video is totally not sponsored. None of my videos are, as far as I know. In this point in time, none of my videos are sponsored. Not at all, unfortunately. Anyway, the reason why I'm saying this is because I was going to mention this show I've been watching a lot recently, and I stopped watching it for a few months because I was trying to get some things done, and I always end up feeling like I'm jumping into a black hole whenever I watch this show because I just want to binge the whole thing. So it's called Heartland. I haven't yet said that name yet. Anyway, so Netflix only has up to season 9, and that was very upsetting because I found out recently that it's an ongoing show. It hasn't finished. There's more than 9 seasons. There's, I think, 11 currently. The current season is 11, and I was wanting to wait for them to drop on Netflix, but supposedly season 10 won't drop until March of 2018, and ain't nobody got time for that. So, I tried to look online to see if I could find it on the website, and it's a Canadian show, so it airs in Canada. Haha, just kidding, Canada. And I was like, okay, let's just watch this on the website that they have, which I think is CBC. I don't know. Anyway, unfortunately, the player wouldn't work, and I was confused. But I scrolled down to the comments to see if anyone else was having the same problem as I was having, and supposedly it's not available in the United States, which is where I live. I am in the United States, and because I do not live in Canada, I couldn't watch season 10 yet, so I'm watching it on another site because I just really want to know what happens to Amy and Ty and all the other characters and all the horses and the random dog that was important for a few episodes and then just kind of appears sometimes. I wish they'd be a bit more consistent with how many animals they have. I noticed in this show that at some points, just like a cat or a kitten will just appear, and maybe the main characters will just be like, "Oh, it's cute," and then they'll be like, they'll like pet it or hug it for a second, and then it never shows up again. Like, what's up with that? Do they just let random stray animals into their lives? Do they feed them? Do they just let these animals appear and then go on as they so please? Annoying to me. Where's the consistency? Regardless, there are a couple of animals that are consistent. For example, Remy, when she appeared, she just kind of floats in and out of the spotlight. However, this other dog, who I think is named Wolf, just kind of disappeared. Like, for a few episodes, the dog was quite important to the plot line, and then suddenly, poof, gone completely from the show. I might have missed something, but I'm pretty sure I didn't. I don't know what happened to the dog. Where's the consistency? Where is it? This reminds me of what my mom mentioned one time. She said she loves watching the Waltons, and she said she likes to mention this one time when the narrator says that, and we never saw him again. But then a few episodes later, the mentioned character just appears. Seriously, where's the consistency? It's a little bit annoying. And it doesn't really matter, honestly. Like, it is just a TV show, but still, it is a little bit maddening when they do the complete opposite of what they say or what does happen, regardless. I'm kind of hungry again. I know I have a slight headache trying to pop in. So Ginger suggested that I try to draw their shirts, well, their clothing that they removed and just kind of tossed about, and I thought that maybe Bekka, the one laying on her back, would have just tossed her shirt so the sleeve is just kind of hanging out there, but Theron wears a cloak and it's very important to her, so I had the idea that instead of just having the fabric slightly in the camera, I would actually try to figure out how on earth I would draw a cloak that's folded neatly. Ginger seemed to like it at least, and that's what counts the most. Beyond that, there's also the suggestion of having a window, which doesn't really have any glass or anything, so it's just a dark cutout of the wall behind them. And the fur blanket, that's one thing too. It's supposed to be bear fur, I think. That was kind of fun. I was a little worried, like, how do I even make that texture? But I figured that once I got the darks and the lights in there, I could just blend them together, and I think the effect actually does look quite furry. This video has essentially just been aimless random rambling. And I'm sorry for that, but if you like that sort of thing, then I have plenty more videos where this came from. So thank you very much for watching. As I said before, please like, share, comment, and subscribe. I'd appreciate it all very much. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.